Many profitable corporate empires appear to be the result of decades of engineering. We are taught that billion-dollar success comes from perfecting a physical product. Yet look closer at the actual operations of global leaders. They dominate in low-margin industries, sell common rocks from the dirt, distribute syrupy water they didn't bottle. These empires trade in psychological illusions rather than physical utility. Understanding this hidden playbook shifts our perspective of modern consumerism, revealing a system driven by behavioral manipulation rather than simple necessity. Consider the diamond engagement ring. Most buyers believe they are purchasing a rare gemstone that serves as a timeless symbol of romantic commitment. The reality changed in the late 19th century, when massive diamond deposits were discovered near the Vaal River in South Africa. The sudden influx of stones threatened to turn a luxury status symbol into a common, inexpensive rock. This diagram shows the intervention of the De Beers cartel. They bought nearly every diamond mine on Earth and hoarded the gems in underground London vaults, releasing only a tiny metered trickle to the retail market to create a fake scarcity. To ensure those diamonds never returned to the market, they popularized the phrase, "a diamond is forever." By linking the stone to eternal love, they made reselling an engagement ring a social taboo, effectively locking up the supply at both ends. Sony used a similar psychological hack when launching the Walkman. It's often remembered as an immediate hardware triumph, but its birth was far more difficult. Early focus groups overwhelmingly rejected the device. In 1979, the idea of walking through a city with headphones was seen as antisocial and embarrassing. Sony co-founder Akio Morita bypassed traditional ads and hired hundreds of young actors to parade through Tokyo's busiest districts. They were paid to look ecstatic listening to Walkmans, handing headphones to curious strangers to prove the experience was cool rather than weird. Within a month, the Walkmans sold out across Japan. Sony had manufactured a public craze based on the fear of being left behind by a global phenomenon. De Beers and Sony weren't just selling rocks and tape players. They were selling the psychological pain of feeling excluded and the promise of permanence. In the beverage industry, Red Bull appears to be an industrial giant with vast manufacturing infrastructure. In reality, Red Bull owns 0 factories. They outsource every drop of their liquid production and all their global shipping logistics to a third-party company called Rauch. Red Bull functions as a media agency that happens to sell soda. By investing their manufacturing savings into extreme sports and world record stunts, they associate their brand with peak human performance. This association allows them to sell a drink that costs pennies to produce for a massive premium. IKEA uses a different psychological lever, shifting the burden of production onto the customer. By flat packing their inventory, IKEA eliminates factory assembly labor and forces you to build the furniture yourself using basic tools and confusing instructions. This chart shows the results of a study on consumer perception. Participants who assembled their own furniture valued those items up to 63% higher than the exact same items that came pre-assembled. This is the IKEA effect. When we invest our own sweat and labor into an object, our brains automatically inflates its quality and value. Red Bull sells the illusion of adrenaline, while IKEA sells the illusion of personal pride. Both have bypassed the traditional factory model to hack our sense of identity. Major legacy airlines like Delta and United seem to be in the business of transportation, moving passengers across the globe in multi-million-dollar jets. However, flying planes is a low-margin struggle, plagued by fuel costs and weather delays. These airlines have quietly transformed into financial institutions by using their frequent flyer programs to generate stable profits. This flowchart tracks the hidden money. Airlines print digital points out of thin air and sell them to credit card companies for cold, hard cash. Banks then use these points to encourage you to swipe your card for everyday purchases. The actual flight is just the low-margin bait used to keep you engaged with a high-margin financial ecosystem. In lean years, these loyalty programs are valued at 5 times more than the actual fleet of planes. These networks are less about transportation and more about functioning as a massive, unregulated digital currency system. We have moved into an era where the most successful companies no longer compete on the merits of a physical product. The objects we buy, from rings to soda cans, are often secondary to the psychological architecture used to sell them. Modern industry titans realize market dominance is less about controlling the factory floor and more about navigating the internal biases of the consumer. Next time you swipe a card or build a bookshelf, ask yourself, are you paying for a product or for an illusion you were tricked into creating?